back to what we're saying here. Sometimes when you want to be into her but get the fuck away from her, so you throw the pillow by the end of the bed while she's up there and you laying down there watching your show. Sometimes you throw a little kiss on the feet to say, yeah, I see you here.
I'm here. I acknowledge you.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bottom of the foot action.
I'm gonna lay on your thighs.
Yeah. I'm with that.
That's it.
Absolutely.
I support that.
You won't lick faces?
Lick faces?
You know what I mean. You ought to hear him in the back. Yeah, I went out searching for this single like a little hot ass at 17.
That was the shit.
I was searching.
He was trying to lick faces.
This might be the last song I taped off the radio, honestly. Like the last one.
Days.
Yeah. When you could catch something. Oh, when you caught your
Stuff
jam.
the tissues in the tape.
Yeah. Damn, these niggas don't know nothing. Let me not be an ageist right now.
Tissues in the tape.
Let's not be an ageist. All right, what else is really, really, really important here?
Nick Cannon
I haven't been on Twitter, so I don't know.
Nick Cannon had an interesting week.
I guess you can put it that way. A turbulent week.
Yeah, like my man Rick said, he let the tea bag sit in the kettle too long, man.
As soon as I put on this interview, I was like, as soon as I saw the title of the interview, I was like, this is going to go left.
That tea was too hot, Cole. That tea was too hot, man.
Went straight to Professor Griff.
Yeah. That tea was too hot, man. Nick got to learn, you got to let the tea cool off a little bit before you sip it, man.
Yeah.
I get it, but tea was too hot. I get it. I understand. Tea was too hot.
Professor Griff got kicked out of Public Enemy for being anti-Semitic.
Right.
Public Enemy is a very political group with lots of hot button issues.
Right. This is what I mean, Joe. There's a way to talk about history and things like that without really coming off like labeling all people to be of like these are evil people. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just put everybody under that because of history. Is what I'm saying.
Especially if the history is not necessarily accurate.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So you can't put everybody under that. Is all I'm saying. Like I understand the history, I understand the teachings, I understand what is documented and things like that. But to put when you get into dangerous territories when you start saying all of these people are this, and it's like you can't do that. You can't speak to that because all of those people are not that. They don't believe in that. They don't represent that. They don't support that. You know what I mean? Like that's when I think it gets dangerous when you just start saying, "Oh yeah," because again, just turn the tables. What if they do it to us black people?
All of anything isn't everything. I say it all the time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I understand that.
Yeah, so like, just Nick had to just look at it from our lens. What if people put all of the black people under that microscope? Like we're evil, we're bad, he would have a problem with that. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. Like I understand the teachings and the history. I understand all of that, but you can't just throw everybody under one umbrella. You can't do that.
Yeah, and I think the adjectives he used specifically were because black people have been called savages and animals before, and that was his retort to it. Mm-hmm. I don't know enough about what he was talking about to even really comment specifically to what he was saying.
Mm-hmm. That's right, Rory.
But if Jewish people felt offended by it,
I'm Chance album.
I don't.
No, I'm with you.
No, I really don't.
I'm with you. Listen,
jokes aside, I really don't.
I've been down a Jewish rabbit hole because I've been locked out of Twitter.
But if Jewish people do feel that this is hate speech, I'm here to listen to Jewish people and what they have to say and why it's hate speech. I don't know enough about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, why don't Parks educate Rory and the people that don't know anything about it? And I'm going to chime in because I've been down a rabbit hole.
All right, which part?
Because when I was talking to somebody that shall remain nameless, and I agree with both you guys' points.
Yeah, that's kind of the fundamental.
That's
that's all I'm saying.
You can't lump everyone together.
Yeah, you can't group everybody together.
Especially behind sketchy history.
Of course
history
not.
that is not necessarily historically accurate.
Mm-hmm. But some people, some black people, I'll say, are confused as to what is and what isn't anti-Semite.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Like, sometimes we don't know, not we as in me, because I just stay away.
Sure.
But sometimes people don't know what is or isn't offensive, and that's maybe when you should get educated.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to speak about it on a platform like Nick Cannon's.
And that's what...
I should really know my facts if I'm going to say things like this.
Something that would be anti-Semitic would be lumping all Jewish people together as evil, which was kind of implied, if not blatantly said in this interview.
Mm-hmm.
that's an issue. That's anti-Semitic.
For sure.
See, I thought he was just talking about white people.
I originally thought he was just talking about white people too.
It was both.
But to my
It was both.
understanding, he was like using words that translate to a specific group. Either way, how I look at it, this is this. And there's a lot of factors here. For me, and I stand with you, Rory, and I'm not educated enough with some of this stuff to go in depth.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do know is that all belief systems stem from some sort of ignorance.
Sure.
Okay.
Because if not, then it wouldn't be your belief system.
Okay.
We would know.
Right.
And then we would not be ignorant at all.
Right.
And this is the conversation that I have had with my cousin Walter a bunch of times.
Okay.
Because he will spew what I deem to be hate speech. You'll go in the train station or wherever you carry your message and say things that are offensive to groups that I feel like we need. Because I feel like all of the groups kind of need each other.
That's absolutely true.
And listen, when Deshaun Jackson said whatever he said a few weeks ago, there was a football player on the Steelers that replied. I don't know his name. Hey, look up somebody on the Steelers named Zach Banner or Back Zanner. Look up one of them big offensive lineman niggas. But anyway, he went on this long rant. He's Jewish. And he went on this long rant about the commonalities between Jewish people and African American people and why we need togetherness.
There's a lot.
and unification and all of these things.
There's a history for sure.
Jewish people have been prosecuted for eternity, essentially. So there's a lot of correlations.
I understand that.
Yeah.
And I understand that. So you have action taken against Nick rather swiftly. And then I think that's the part that is a gut punch for black people like me.
Yeah.
Because that's the part where, and again, I'm with y'all on everything that y'all have said.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
And I ain't with the hate speech. I'm for everybody. Not to sound all lives mattery, but
No, I know what you're
I'm
saying.
for everybody.
Yeah.
It's not all lives matter.
It's not.
It's human shit.
Yeah.
It's human shit. Damn, what was I about to say just now? Fuck.
You're talking about
Caring
the-
about everybody is not all lives matter.
Not at all. Not at all. That's a misinterpretation of the Black
Word.
Lives
And that
Matter
shit is
movement.
shit is just stupid. Like, we ain't gotta talk about
that's
that.
what I was saying. I stand with y'all, but there's like a residual effect of black people's history here being weaponized when people in power react so swiftly to what they deem offensive.
Right, but not what we deem to be offensive.
It's a right that I would like to have.
Yeah.
And I hope that that's not offending anyone when I say that. I'm
I think that's-
I'm trying to escape.
That's a fair analysis of the
No,
situation. Absolutely.
I think there's been plenty of cases in the media where people hold very powerful positions and say things that could be deemed racist against black people and have continued to keep their job for 20 some odd years on TV.
Some of them are still there.
Nick makes one comment on YouTube and he is fired from the longest standing show at MTV right now. So yes, there's a bit of a difference in America
And
on who
Breonna-
you say
and-
things about.
And Breonna Taylor's murderers are still at large.
Oh, no, we're gonna start using their names. It's Sergeant John Mattingly is still at large, Detective Miles Cosgrove, and Detective Brett Hankinson.
Arrest those fucks.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
And the Attorney General.
Yeah.
That's carrying.
Just that whole state right now is looking nasty.
Yeah, the people in power in that state.
Is it anti-Semitic to say that Jewish people have power? I'm asking. Please don't take offense if you're listening. I'm attempting to get educated.
I don't think...
Because what I'm told is it is.
Well, anti-Semitism or Semitism is hostility to or prejudice against Jews. I don't know if that statement is hostile or
All right,
prejudiced.
so I want to talk about what's offensive to Jews. And again, this is with my very new gathering of information.
Mm-hmm.
If you say that the Jews have power and they take offense to it,
I don't think that that's what they take offense to. It's the impression or the theories that they're...
that is all of our people.
It's all their people, and
that
they're
are
using
in
that
such a great
power
place.
in negative ways. which is kind of loaded within the Jewish people have all the power and all the money thing. It comes with they're doing all these terrible things with the power and the money.
They're not trying to share the power.
It's a boogeyman kind of thing.
But they're not trying to share the power.
They're not trying to share the power. They're oppressing people.
But that's implied, right? Because that's not what's said when you say that Jewish people. There are a lot of Jewish people in power.
But I'm saying that it usually comes with a conversation about
notion.
Yeah.
Now for
that
me,
they're misusing it. Because remember when 444 came out and Hove had that line in Story of OJ where he said, "Here's how Jewish people own all the property in America."
Right.
And there was a big uproar from the Jewish community that I don't want to say attacked him, but were a bit outraged with what he had to say. I'm trying to find the exact article, but
I know
I'm
what
pretty sure
you're saying.
it's to what Parks is saying that no, he didn't say anything wrong here, but it is the stereotype that they misuse it.
But that same stereotype, and again, this is one of the commonalities that I find between our people and Jewish people. That stereotype is the stereotype that was used to crucify them all.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, then inform me. But in
I'm
my
sure there was
studies,
more. I'm sure there was more to it, but
I'm
that
sure
was
there
a
was more
factor
to it. But
was there.
they spread the word that the Jewish people are well organized and that they are venturing out and taking our jobs. So we must kill these people. That's what in the research I've seen is the story of it.
Yeah. That was.
If it's off, tell me because I'm looking to learn.
No, I think that was probably
But if that's the
some
case,
early anti-Semitic
And if
thought processes.
that's the case, then I can understand why that stereotype would fuel some shit. Whoa, stop saying that. That's the same shit that got our families fucking murdered in death chambers and
Right.
with stop perpetuating that.
Yeah.
I can understand that part.
Right.
Am I off there as a black
No,
man?
no, I don't.
No.
I don't
For
think
understanding
so.
that?
I mean, well, I'm also not Jewish.
Because for me,
it's
my blanket understanding, and I have this conversation with some Jewish people off air, I would never do it on air, is, hey, the government is complicit in oppressing us.
Yeah.
That's my talk.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do y'all recognize that? If so, I bond.
Right.
I think that a majority do. Yeah.
Oh,
I think-
then what are we talking about? Then what are we talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And for Nick, it's surprising from Nick. See, Nick walks this line. Nick does walk this line. His
And I'm not
podcast
mad at him
is-
for that. If that's what he wants to do and that's what his beliefs are and all of that, like Nick is a grown man. He's been successful. He has a head on his shoulders. He has a brain.
Well, I want to get to that because that is a different bucket.
Yeah.
That has to be acknowledged in its own bucket. Do not think that because I see where Nick might have been bugging, and clearly he does too.
Yeah.
Don't take that to mean that I do not stand with Nick in terms of the value that he brings anywhere he goes and the pain that he feels with being removed from some shit he created so fast, because it's a stark reminder that black people can't even involve in the exchange of goods and transactions without staring at a slave owner or slave trader. It always goes back there, no matter how many points we divvy up here. So, yeah, I get it. I get the nuanced points with all of it. But Nick, as somebody who has taken this stance with NBC, and we support you, we stand with you. We've seen the multiple accounts from other people at NBC about racial inequality and injustice. So, yeah. But to Parks' point, man, you're going to sit with Professor Griff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So-
again,
so-
And more, and let me reply to that shit you said, because, yeah, we understand, Nick. But communication means understanding how someone else
Might be offended.
takes
Yeah.
what you're saying.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And in that regard, huge fail by Nick. Huge fail by Nick. Huge fail by Nick Cannon.
I will say though, and back to the cancel culture thing that we always speak about, I love that Nick was immediately ready to learn about it. That's where I don't think people should be canceled. And I said it 2 weeks ago. If you are actively and genuinely trying to learn about your mistake and you have not really harmed anyone, more importantly, physically, no, I don't think you should be canceled.
Yeah.
I don't think you should make an immediate decision that every single part of this person's life should be taken away.
Right.
Especially when they're standing here saying, "Oh wow, I was wrong. You are correct."
While you're correcting that, and while I'm not going to
There's a lot of things that are inexcusable.
I'm not going to ever rebut
that we should get people the fuck out of here for sure.
What I will suggest sometimes in these instances is that we attempt to get educated before we offend.
Correct.
Sure.
That's
You're right.
important.
You're right.
That's what I'll say.
That's important.
Because Nick is open-minded, and we don't believe that Nick just is running around hating Jewish people.
Right.
But there's a long history.
Before you say that,
Go ahead.
in Nick's clip, the way he was speaking,
I didn't even mean to interrupt you, my G.
don't be mean. In Nick's clip, it sounded like he thought he was educated on this topic. This doesn't sound like banter that he just made up. It sounds like something he researched, and maybe he researched it incorrectly.
No, these are at least parts of
I've
the
heard these
conversation.
points. I've heard these points before.
Are kind of tenets of the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad and W.D. Farad.
Yeah, so I'm saying,
writings.
To your point there, what I'm saying is, he probably thought he was educated on it.
We only know what we're told.
True.
We only ever know
So
what we're told.
that's my point in saying, all right, he realized now he's wrong once he spewed that out. He thought he was correct in what he had been taught and what he had read up on. I realize I'm wrong. I'm here to research it more. Clearly I'm wrong. Please teach me.
As a black man, I know how I feel in this country. So for me, I would never attempt to make another marginalized or oppressed group feel what I feel.
And I'm sure he must feel the same way. He probably just, like Rory said, he thought he was
Thought he was correct. And back to the adjectives he was using, I think he used those adjectives specifically because black people have been called those things in this country.
Mm-hmm. Now,
that's why I think he picked those words. They didn't come out of nowhere.
I get that. But
and
again,
I'm in no way saying
that
what he said was correct, but I think
it.
that's why he picked them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think he's right.
I understand. I understand.
My thing is this. I would like to see us be able to be human and make mistakes sometimes without having to be canceled and all of this. Like, it's just like, you look at Nick Cannon's, let's just say his history, his track record. Great person.
Yeah.
Never, has always said the right things, done the right things, been a stand-up guy, been a role model, done everything right, never in the news for anything super crazy. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, he said something, he was informed about some teachings and he learned something and maybe he learned something wrong or he said some words he shouldn't have said. And that's human though, right?
No, Maul. See, no.
That's not human to make a mistake?
It is, but...
See, you talking too logical.
Yeah.
Yes, it is human to make a
mistake.
So
I'm just saying...
But we speak from the disposition of we can't buy Skittles in America. We can't breathe in America.
I'm getting to that point. Why is it canceled when it's a black man that says something or makes a mistake? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why does it have to go directly to that? Why not say, hey, Nick? And he said some leaders in the Jewish community reached out to him. Right. He had some conversations. Mm-hmm. And I think that's fine. It's like, and then issue an apology. Cool. Go on and have your show and do what you... Like, why does it have to be, you're canceled, the show is canceled, get out of here? Like, it's like, okay, he said something. He agrees. He went too far. He said some things that he shouldn't have said. But it's like, at the end of the day, he's human. Okay, he made a mistake.
Now, beautifully said, Maul, Rory, and Parks. Perfect segue to the point I would like to make, which is, even with our mistakes in this country as black people, you cannot eradicate our ability to add value to shit. Like, R. Kelly can still make a song. He can make a song. Granted, he's in jail and should never come out because that's just horrible. But this shit that they attempt to do to us when we make a mistake, deem you difficult to work with, strip you of your means of income.
Yeah, but R. Kelly's a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit.
Nick Cannon is not a piece of shit.
I don't think Joe was comparing this.
I wasn't comparing.
No, I'm just saying, if you're a piece of shit...
He should be locked under the jail.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, Viacom erase wilding out forever. Let's pretend there's no wilding out. Y'all don't dictate the value that Nick Cannon adds somewhere because you stripped him of his jobs because y'all have the power to do so. I know that's the current infrastructure in America, but there's a few of us that don't quite abide by that. Let me tell you about who Nick Cannon is. Nick Cannon, for over 20 years, has only gone different places and created things that didn't exist there prior to him getting there.
And succeeded.
Which falls back to the common problem I have. This is nuanced here, so please, if you're following me, we're off of the Jewish conversation. We're off of race wars and what's offensive and educating and being enlightened. Now we're on just common practice that I see repeatedly with black creators in this culture. No, MTV, y'all don't tell Nick Cannon what he's worth. He dictates that. He's taking the people from Wildin' Out. Hey, y'all go put whoever y'all want on Wildin' Out. It's not going to be the billion-dollar industry that it is today. So, yeah, you hurting me by taking it from me, but you hurting you too. Because I'm going to go somewhere and do what I always have done, even with my mistake. Hey, Kevin Hart ain't stopped being funny because the Emmys didn't want him. That nigga could still tell a joke.
Nick still got his job.
Who the fuck are y'all with these messages that y'all attempt to send? Who does that work on but the people that buckle at the table? Not no niggas that have just been LeBron been LeBron since junior high school. You're not going to tell him in year 40 that because he don't win a chip, he's not LeBron. It don't work like that. I'm sorry. No, Netflix. You don't get to tell Monique what the fuck she is worth. And she's winning that suit, by the way, in terms of going forward with discriminatory allegations.
Right.
Great.
Like, we just keep seeing this story, and it's important for me to tell the white people with the endless amounts of money. Everybody don't roll like that. Who is really calling the shot? The person that can foresee some shit, or the person that pays to help you further it? Who? I'm always betting creator. Don't want to scream. I hear you guys when you talk to me. I'm not irate. But that's just where I'm going to always fall on. So, yeah, I stand with Nick Cannon. Viacom, if y'all don't want to give him his show, okay. I think that Nick will be okay.
And that
very,
Wildin'
very
Out
fun.
structure and show works better off Viacom.
Yeah.
If you don't have to deal with the
Censorship and-
FCC, with
Yeah.
I know it's radio, I don't know if that's TV as well.
I believe it is, but yeah.
If you don't have to deal with that show is funny as is.
Listen,
You
man,
take the restrictions of MTV off of it, that show is going to be fucking hilarious.
Rory, you getting into overall amazing points. The people that's in it, the people that's actually going through it. Hey, how many people film Wildin' Out? You don't have to tell me. It's like 40 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
You go
Big
get
stage.
your ensemble cast. Because Nick has just been supporting the different creators and bringing them up in the culture. I give that to Nick. I give that to Charlamagne. There's a few of us that do that. I give it to Puff.
Well, Nick has done right by everybody on that
Hey,
show.
Conceited, come up here for the look. Take the short. Fuck with me. Hit me and holler. Do the same. Every bad bitch in America, not bitch. Every beautiful woman in America, come here for this price. Just fuck with me. Hey, white people that run the budgets of that show, go figure it out. Y'all know what it costs, really. See, that's what gets me angry. Y'all know what this type of shit costs, really. But when niggas are basically showing you the pathway to how to get this done, who the fuck do you think you are that you can't do it no more? Bitch, you're not the only one with money. I'll take this shit to Facebook so fast. I'll take this shit somewhere so fast. It ain't y'all that's getting Love and Hip Hop done. It's Mona.
Y'all don't
This
understand.
is across the board. It's across the board. It's not a new thing. Maybe
No,
I'm getting
they-
too far into my geeky business bag for
No,
the
it's-
They,
That's
consumer.
they
real
understand. They understand the dollars that it brings in after season 1 and season 2. They don't understand the process and why those dollars are coming in.
Right.
They can't do that on their own. They'll tell you how to move with the money that you get and how we can monetize it more because they've been in that business for so long and have so many contacts to do so.
You don't own it.
But
Well,
No.
why not?
They're not going to tell you how to get there.
Well, why don't I own it?
Right.
Talk to me about why don't I own it since you want to tell me about what I don't own. Oh, I don't own it because it's standard. That's your standard rules. I love when they bring that up. Hey, the second you tell me that something is standard, that's your last conversation talking to Joe. If we not at a point where you understand the value of not only me, but my fucking audience as well, then you should lead with customization. If we not willing to customize something, but you love black audience, I'm screaming and doing that fucking thing I used to do.
No, you cooking.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But if you don't get that, you're not only going to value me. See, that's what I think when I think of gatekeepers. Not who can get somebody a deal and who won't get somebody a deal. That's not what Joe's definition of gatekeeper is. Joe's definition of gatekeeper is who is upholding the fucking moral codes and shit for the business to get better long after I'm fucking gone. If you really want to know, that's why I hated the fucking Joe Rogan deal. Oh shit, you fucking set a benchmark, bitch. Your audience is large, and that's what you did? For every nigga behind you to have to fight? No, and no. That's not how this goes, and you white people with the money don't dictate shit. I'm shutting up. Because I don't want to go off too far on a tangent here.
No,
but it's
good.
applicable.
It is.
It's just applicable, man. And every time you see somebody fired with the quickness when money comes up, when you see the Redskins change their name with the quickness when money comes up, it forces black people to say, well, damn, if y'all concentrated on this with us, we might can fix this.
Right.
If it wasn't our alone, isolated voices without fucking power and fucking financial power in this country, damn, we might could get somewhere in this lifetime. But no, everybody's for self. I want to break that, man. I want to break that. Again, if you are oppressed, if you are marginalized here, I identify with you and I want more understanding because I left school in the 10th grade because I don't believe nothing that they try to tell me I should learn here. That's why. Hey, free thinkers, last podcast, we was joking around. Guess what? All my information come from that because I don't trust nothing that they say I should know.
Right.
Gunshots, man.
Got you, Parks.
That was a rant.
Yeah, that was a good rant.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sweating.
Isolate that video. Let me get that clip.
No, it's true, man.
Number,
it's true.
number 19.
It's just 19.
That was cute.
19. Nigga was fucking number 91 2 weeks ago. Don't tell me about some fucking value here. You want to talk? All right, where else we at?